Hello, everybody. I do this weekly reading every week for myself, and I thought I would share it for this week. We've got all sorts of interesting planetary transits. We've got a Mercury retrograde happening soon, which we're in the shadow of now. And there's like a lot of just old programs in our psyche that I think are exiting right now. I mean, I know I feel it in my life, and everyone I talk to is just kind of running into old beliefs that are just not true anymore. And so we're kind of getting this realization of like kind of what we've been allowing, and what we're going to allow moving forward is a little bit different. It's like, why was I always thinking this thing? Why did I validate this belief when it just makes me feel bad, and I could just validate a different belief that feels more in alignment? But if you don't realize that you've accepted less than you deserve until it starts just coming up and rearing its ugly head and making it very known to you. So it's one of those things. You got to see it enough times to like finally get a sense of like, wait a minute, what is this? But all right, so back to the reading. I'm gonna go Sunday through Monday. Actually, no, sorry. I'm gonna do Monday through Sunday. The opposite of that. Today is Monday, the 10th of January, 2022. So we're gonna go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm going to ask the Crow deck first and get kind of the initial tarot read on each day. And then I'm going to ask the Magic of Unicorns deck by Diana Cooper. Got the Magic of Unicorns, and we also have the Crow Tarot. So Crow Tarot by M.J. McCullinane and the Magic of Unicorns by Diana Cooper. Artwork by Marjolaine Kruijit. Everyone always says, oh, by Diana Cooper, just like that one, there's this one lady who does a lot of decks. She does a lot of write-ups, but you gotta credit the artist too, because they're making a beautiful thing. Anyway, all of that all of that rambling to say. Alright, let me shuffle. Monday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, what's the energy like for today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what's the energy like for this week, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like for this week? What's the energy like for this week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Alright. Okay. So, whenever a card pops out while I'm doing this shuffling, I tend to take it as the energy of the week. So this week is a very powerful energy of the Magician, very much about being present in the moment and being at peace. It's like, it's not necessarily associated with the Magician, but the Magician is the master of all of the elements in its own way. It's the master in the way that like the Magician energy is so at peace in itself, so it can see how it can. Okay, let me start again. Okay. Alright, so the energy of this week is the Magician. And the Magician energy is about being at peace in your own energy and in your own skin, being in the present moment, because to use all of the tools and all of the elements properly and to see kind of like what even is a tool at your disposal, it takes a certain amount of like presence and being in the present moment, being at peace with where you are, because when you're not at peace with where you are, when you're trying to fight something, you're a lot less aware of what's actually available to you. And so this is a week of like really realizing like what's available to you, and how you can transform it and transmute it into something completely new and different. But of course, it starts with that being in the present moment. It starts with not struggling so much. And so I feel like the Magician is it's very kind of a mercurial kind of an energy. It's like I take all of the different things and I can turn them into something else. You know, the first element that starts off the whole thing is air. You know, the thought turns into an action that creates a feeling that creates something in the physical. So it's very much like an energy of like finding peace and taking stock of what's around you and transmuting that into magic, because you're a magic maker, and the Magician energy is inviting everybody this week to create some magic. So, all right, let's see. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully I have enough room. And then Saturday, Sunday. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip them all over at once. So I'm going to... should I flip them all over at once, or should I just... I'll flip them over and then I'll get clarification from the unicorns. All right. Monday, 10 of Wands. Tuesday, 6 of Pentacles. Wednesday, Ace of Swords. Thursday, the Hanged Man. Friday, Page of Wands. Saturday, 8 of Swords reversed. And Sunday, the Sun. How wonderful is that? That's like way perfect. Let me make sure that this is all coming up. Okay, I'm just going to move these up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. So, yeah, Sunday is the Sun. That's very nice. Very much. I'm going to put this key on top of here, since the Magician holds the keys to the kingdom. It's the first card. The keys to the secrets of all the elements. But this is a good week. I've been hearing people kind of like, a little unsure about all the squares happening and the astrological aspects and all that. But if you hear a noise, it's my cat scratching on her scratch pad. But so we start off with the 10 of Wands today. Go into the 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Hangman, Page of Wands, 8 of Swords, the Sun. The 10 of Wands is like this energy of this burden you've been carrying. There's all this stuff to do, and it's really asking you to like take a look at like what you're carrying. Is this sustainable? Is this just today where you're doing a lot of things, or do you always carry this expectation of having to do a lot of things? It's important to note, like, if this is a constant energy or if this is just a fleeting thing where, oh, just this day I just happen to have a lot to do. And if so, even, it's a good time to reflect on that. Reflect on all the things you feel obligated to do and ask yourself, like, where do I fit into this? Where does taking care of myself fit into this? Do any of these actions actually build me up and take care of me, or am I taking care of all these things in the external and ignoring the internal? So it's not a bad energy at all. It's just really, it can be a little bit challenging and ask you that hard question of like, okay, what do I really need to keep? What do I really need to keep doing, keep expecting from myself here? And so, you know, the nice thing about the 10 of Wands is that it's kind of over in a way. It's like you're kind of like at the end of whatever burdensome list of things or task that you've had to do. You're at the end of it. What's some unicorn advice regarding the 10 of Wands? We've got Pool of Christ Light, 28. Open your heart, spread unconditional love. So, very apt with what I just said. It's like, do any of what about these obligations is serving you? Like, which aspects of these are taking away your well-being, and what is giving you more well-being? And when you can give that unconditional love to yourself and to the situations, and act from a place of love and not like being afraid of like, oh no, what if I drop this thing? What if this thing, what if something goes wrong because I didn't do this or do that? It's like, calm down, breathe, love yourself. If I came at this from a place of total self-love where everything was going to be totally okay, what would I do? And usually the answer, what would I do, is to drop things that you don't need. Feel like, okay, I really don't need to be doing X, Y, and Z. I could just do Y. I could just do B. I could do A and B and actually be pretty happy and have some extra time to like really take care of myself. So slow down, take a breath, take some time to do things for yourself. Don't let these obligations take away from your own love for yourself. You need to shower yourself with love today. Put yourself in a good place. Tuesday, we have the Six of Pentacles, and that's a nice energy of giving and receiving. It's like it feels good to give, and when it feels good to give, then you're so open to receive. Then you just attract all sorts of abundance because it feels good to give. But it's like the giving is not at any kind of expense like it would be Monday. It's like Monday you kind of get a sense of like, all right, what's too much for me and what's actually just enough, what's building me up, and it flows into this energy. What I really like here about this going from the Ten of Wands with all the burdens into both the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords is that you have the Magician in a very similar pose to both of these energies. And it's like the Magician here is being reflected. The Magician energy is coming out. It's like when you take that time to care for yourself on Monday, you start to calm down. You start to see where you have all of these different tools accessible to you to like move forward, to create a whole reality that you're excited about. It's like, oh, I was so worried about time that I didn't realize like time is a tool that I can utilize, that I can master. I didn't realize that this aspect of my physicality was actually something that's going to help me do greater. Like if I take Epsom salt baths, my muscles feel relaxed, and then I can actually like get into a creative flow easier. It's like these kind of things are all holistic. And so when you realize all these different ways to care for yourself, you're also going to come upon more tools in your tool belt as the Magician. So anyway, Tuesday, we have the Six of Pentacles. So there's this nice energy of like you giving or you even receiving, and that making you feel excited to give. There's a nice reciprocity to it, but it's not at anyone's expense. It's more about, it feels good to share. It feels so good to share. It feels rejuvenating and revitalizing, and you get something back, and who you share with gets something. Like everyone gets something out of it, and it's really positive. So let's see, what do the unicorns say? What's the unicorn advice for Tuesday? All right, thank you. Law of grace. Oh my God, that's so wonderful with that reciprocity, because you have the two unicorns here adding up to 41, which is 5. It's also interesting. Oh wait, no, I thought there was a number synchronicity other than the one I was just going to mention, where you have 5 and then you have 6. I love that. You have the 4-1 and the V1, which that's an interesting synchronicity too, with the numerals and the numbers. But I love that. It's like, be in your divine essence, dissolve all in grace. It's very much this like, feels good to give, it feels good to receive, and when you're in that flow, then grace just enters right on in. And so There could be gifts coming in, there could be surprises coming in on Tuesday. Very nice energy, very exciting. Very, very exciting considering what I've heard. I've heard a lot of people say Tuesday is difficult. And, it might be a time to just let go and let God, especially with grace coming up here. But I feel like, when you reflect on Monday, it allows you to really transmute your energy on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we have the Ace of Swords. So, I feel like coming off the back of Monday and Tuesday, we have a realization of what's what you're moving into. Considering the rest of the energy in this week, there's like some inspiration coming in. There's new inspiration coming in. And I think that, it's new inspiration for how to move forward, but I think it's like insight on how you've been going and where you're going to be, especially considering the Hanged Man is right after that. You're going to need some time to think about this kind of insight you gain on Tuesday and Monday. This like insight about your energy as the magician and what tools are available to you and what you're going to do with it, what you're going to do with your power moving forward. It's like, what ideas and beliefs are actually like not serving me, and you're going to see what does actually serve you. But it's going to need to take some time to process on Tuesday. So let's see, what do the unicorns have to say about Monday? What's the unicorn advice for Wednesday? What's the unicorn advice for Wednesday? Go with the flow. Yeah, coming off of both of these other energies, it makes a lot of sense. Go with the flow. The air signs are very, even the fixed air, Aquarius, it's very, it's meant to change. It's meant to flow. It's meant to take on new aspects of itself. It's meant to discover itself in new ways and meant to be refreshed and renewed, like water, which is meant to always be renewing and changing itself. So yeah, just trust in yourself, trust in the realizations that come up, and go with that flow, because it's leading you into more personal empowerment on Friday. It's leading you into a sense of like excitement for what you're moving into after you process it on Thursday. Moving into Thursday, we have the Hanged Man, and so it just tells me that like, okay, there is stuff to process in the first few days of the week, especially Wednesday. It like brought up insights and realizations that like kind of speak to the basic programming that we all kind of function on. I know for myself and others, like that deep programming, those things that you tell yourself every day are coming up to be reanalyzed and reunderstood and like just reassessed. Do these things make sense for me moving forward? Do these things empower me? Do these things revitalize and rejuvenate me? And so when you kind of test these things out on Wednesday, you take a second on Thursday to like sit with it and be like, okay, well, let's kind of see how this information sits with me. You got to see how it sits with you first. And I feel like there's this mirroring on Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday or Saturday and Sunday, because we have kind of these two energies. It's very interesting. We have the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands, and then we have Saturday and Sunday, the Eight of Swords reversed in the Sun. So it's almost like there's a parallel between these 4 days in the week, where we have this day of like kind of rest and processing. We're processing a new perspective. We're seeing a new way of being that we can integrate, and then we're getting excited to integrate it on Friday. And then on Saturday, when we get excited to integrate this new way, we realize like, oh wow, I've been keeping myself stuck in a lot of different ways. And it's like with the Eight of Swords in reverse, you're seeing outside of that stuckness. You're seeing like how you got to that stuck feeling, but you're also seeing like how it's not really true. It's not really keeping you it's keeping you somewhere in your mind. And when you're stuck somewhere in your mind, you're not going to move anywhere anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like, what you do. Like, some of these beliefs that keep you entrenched in old ways of being just need to be understood so they can be released from your life. I mean, of course, you could always do something like drastic, but a lot of times when we have these like deep rooted beliefs, like even doing something drastic, like moving to another country or quitting your job or getting some relationship or quitting a relationship or starting a new hobby, it's like you're the same person underneath. So it's like you can rejuvenate your soul with this fresh newness, but at the end of the day, you're still going to come back to your old belief system no matter how much you rejuvenate and refresh it. So it's a week of really assessing that old belief system and letting it go, because then you have Sunday with the sun coming out. Like, you get this little hint on Friday of like, the sun's coming out. I'm starting to really get it. I'm starting to understand that like inner vitality of mine that wants to come out, and you really release it on Sunday. It's really an exciting end of the week, in my opinion, especially like considering the magician energy is what is the theme of the entire week. And just like I said with the intro, the magician is about being present. It's about being calm. It's about being at peace. Because like, how can you like think about doing a creative project? Like, if you're going to do like a collage or a painting or a craft project or something, it's like, how can you know how can you be aware of all of the lovely things, all the lovely things you can juxtapose with one another, or draw, or imagine, or paint, or craft? It's like you just can't really dive into that flow so fully with your being and really understand what you have to work with unless you're calm, unless you're at peace. Because if you're not at peace, you're like, oh, I gotta put this together with that, and maybe this will look good with that, and it's like you can't really feel it. You don't give yourself the space for feeling if you're mentally burdened by something. And it's really about letting go of that mental burden this week. It's like you have opportunities to see the difficulty and then see the lightness and then see like what it even all means to you, and then get a sense of moving forward. So let me see what the unicorns say about Thursday and Friday. What do the unicorns say about Thursday? Thank you. Cosmic Ruby, be a peace ambassador, practice cosmic mastery. When Cosmic Ruby comes up, it's very much about bringing peace to you, bringing peace to whatever situations that you're a part of, and it's kind of easier to do so. It's an energy that's asking you, okay, sit quietly, sit calmly, focus on your solar plexus, your personal power, your sense of play, your sense of identity in the world, and bring love to that, and bring peace to that, and bring clarity to that. And it makes sense, especially on this day when you're being asked to go inside yourself and reflect on what you've come to understand throughout the rest of the week. So, nice energy. Friends, thank you. Unicorns. Refreshing oasis. I like that we have go with the flow and refreshing oasis here. And nurture yourself, gather your strength. The Page of Wands is a very like immature kind of an energy. It's an energy that's like excited about life, excited about moving forward and doing things, and I'm excited to do things, and that's really great. But you also want to like just take care of yourself too. You don't want to get so excited about getting out there and doing things that you kind of end up back where you started from. You end up back at the 10 of Wands like, oh no, I've got so many things to do. It's not about that. It's about like, I have the passion and I have the ability to like take care of myself and nurture myself. It's like that is the true sustainability. The sustainability is when you have enough time and space to care for yourself properly. And then when you have enough time and space to care for yourself properly, suddenly you're able to do so much more with little effort, with a lot less effort than before. I think that, in the past, we've all been challenged with putting in effort and putting in hard work. And what is that at the expense of? That's at the expense of ourselves. We're moving away from a time of having to put in so much hard work and effort, because we're understanding that cultivating that connection with ourselves on a deep level, taking time to care for ourselves and be at peace with ourselves, and focus on cultivating belief systems that empower and care for us in the long term, in the long run, at no expense of our own. Not that we can't do things at our own expense anymore. We can't take from ourselves anymore to give to anything else. It doesn't work like that. And I feel like there's a nice balance that can be made here with like this passion for what's next, but then also this care for the present moment, this care for ourselves in the present moment. And then with the weekend, we've got this Eight of Swords in reverse. We're understanding, oh my God, and I love, we're understanding what belief systems have kept us trapped, and we're feeling a way through it. We're feeling like it's loosening its grip. But what I really love that I'm noticing now is that he's wearing this red ribbon. He's all swaddled up in this red ribbon. But here he's free, and he's carrying the ribbon with him. And so it's like this physical situation is not something that's bothering you so much on Sunday. It's like you kind of see through how the physical situation has kept you wrapped up, has kept you tied up. There's a little bit of almost like the devil energy, because the devil energy is very focused on the physicality of things, and not so much like what's really going on, but it's more of like the physicality of this moment is crushing, or it can be. But it's about realizing that life is more than just the physicality of this moment. Just like life is more about how things transform and grow, rather than beliefs that keep you stuck. And I feel like there's also a little bit of correlation with Monday, how like this red ribbon, this tie to the physical world, it's like you feel obligated and burdened by what you've promised in the physical world, by what you've set out to do. And here it's like this burden of what you set out to do in the outside world, you see how it's actually tied you up. Instead of you tying up all of these things with a little bow and getting it out there, it's like you've tied up yourself with a little bow and kept yourself stuck in a way of being that's not serving your vitality, your inner child, your inner essence, your being, your inner sun. It's like we are all the sun, but it can get cloudy just like a normal day. It doesn't mean that the sun isn't there, but what we're looking to do this week is to clear the clouds so we can shine our light and not have to worry about old identities, old ways of being in the world that just limit us and keep us small. We're too big for that. Let's see what the unicorns have to say about Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, caring community. And Stargate of Lyra. Very interesting. So I'm going to take both of these as just a joint weekend energy, because I feel like they work together really well. Though I must say, like Stargate of Lyra and then the Sun card, it's kind of perfect because it's a portal energy. You have this big portal behind the crow. It's wonderful. And this Eight of Swords, it makes me think of the Eight of Wands, which is like a hidden community kind of card, where it's like there's all these actions happening in the background that other people are doing that are kind of perfectly orchestrating the right situation to happen, or all this stuff is happening like outside of you, and then you're starting to become aware of it. The Eight of Swords is almost the opposite. All the stuff's happening inside of you, but when it's in reverse, now you're becoming aware of it. Now you're letting it go. Now you're letting go also of the cage you've put yourself in a way, of the barrier you've created. You're finding yourself more able to connect to other people and participate in life. It's like you get a little hint of it on Tuesday of like how good it feels to give and receive, and then you get really excited on Friday with like, oh, I've got so much to share, I've got so much to create, and you realize on Sunday it's like, oh my God, I've been afraid of going out there. There's a part of my belief system that's wanted to keep me hidden because it's felt safer. It's wanted to keep me limited because it's felt safer. It's wanted to keep me smaller because it feels safer to keep yourself small sometimes and to not have to worry about bumping into other people and their unconsciousness, because it's like we hide ourselves because we are afraid other people won't understand, and sometimes they don't, but other times they do when we talk about it, when we explain ourselves, when we take the time to understand ourselves and then explain that to other people. They're able to reciprocate. They're able to understand. So it's really about coming into the understanding that there's people that are around us that are meant to hold our feelings, that are meant to hold space for us, that are meant to encourage us, and are meant to be there and stand with us, and we're meant to have our hearts open to them. So it's a really lovely energy for Saturday. It's really like very, very warm. There's a very warm energy to this whole week. It's really connecting things that have felt disconnected. And I think it's also interesting with this Magician energy. It's a solo energy. It's the one. But you're realizing how you as the one fits into this whole tapestry of everybody. And that is so empowering. It opens you up to yourself. It opens you up to your vitality, to your inner nature. It's like, oh, this red ribbon, I don't need to hide myself. I don't need to worry about what I can't see moving forward. He's blindfolded here, and he's like, oh no, I can't see anything, like I'm just stuck here. But it's realizing, wait a minute, I'm a bird. I fly. I don't just move in one axis. I can just transcend. I can just rise above all of this, because there's actually a grander picture for me to understand. And so it really feels you really feel it on Sunday. You really feel how you're so important within the fabric of this reality, how you create it, how it radiates from you. And it's a really great day to be creative, to go outside, be in nature, to talk to people you love, to talk to other creative people. Sunday's a great day to create, because you have this sun energy, you have this vitality looking to come out, and then you also have the Stargate of Lyra, which this card is about meditating on that creative inspiration energy coming through you, and basically creating a portal to the divine. It's like you are a portal to the divine, and you're realizing it today. And powerful energy is able to be pulled from that portal. Powerful connective energy connecting you and your higher self, you and the divine, you and your imagination, you and your ideal reality that you're manifesting and stepping into, your ideal self. It's all able to come through, and it's all shining through today, brighter and stronger than it has all week. It started off with feeling burdened. I love this similarity between the two birds, because it's the same bird, only here he's got all these obligations, and here he doesn't have obligations. He's just dancing around with life, that red ribbon of the physicality and what needs to be done. He's dancing with it. He's in flow with it. She's in flow with it. The crow flows with the physical reality instead of it tying them down or tying them up. It's like we transcend this being tied down or tied up because we realize that we are the masters of our experience. And that is a beautiful, wonderful energy for this week. Remember that you are the magician, and you can start creating whatever reality you desire when you just allow yourself to have some peace and some presence. The magic comes right out of you when you give yourself the space to create it. And this week is looking to empower everybody to just transform their belief system, transform their reality. It starts in the mind. It starts with the intentions you set. And if you set an intention for leaving behind what doesn't serve you and stepping into a life that just brings you all of the joy, all of the abundance, all of the connection, it's coming. You set that intention and it will be there, and it will manifest in all of the ways that you're needing, and you will be the ultimate you for yourself. You start off being a you for other people, and then you become the you for yourself, and it's just beautiful. So have a great week. I hope that I would love to hear in the comments like what anyone's moving through themselves, because I know it's been kind of a lot for me on my end. It's been very illuminating and very powerful and positive, but still it's a lot to move through, old shit. So I would love to hear how you guys are moving through this week and moving through this Mercury retrograde. I also love that it's a Mercury retrograde by the end of the week, because look at where we're starting and look at where we're going into the retrograde. We're connecting back with our deep selves during this retrograde. This is one of the most powerful and positive Mercury retrogrades that I think we've had in a long, long time. Like, we're finally coming back to ourselves and coming back to center. Instead of being off our game, we're realizing like, whoa, I was off my game before, now I'm on my game. So now it's a whole different kind of contrast we're getting from this Mercury retrograde, and I love it. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well and having a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.